What's going on, all you wild baseball fans out there? Your two favorite baseball coaches are back here for Cinephellas. I'm Coach Logan Myers, and that's my good mate over there.
And I'm Henry Hill. What is going on, indeed, everybody? Me and Logan here are fresh from the cinema from this past weekend. And yeah, we've got a baseball themed one in a way. Not really, it has a small part to do with the film. But this is the new Darren Aronofsky film. It's based on a novel. And he adapted it. The writer's Charlie Houston. He wrote the screenplay, also wrote the book. And this one is a crime thriller, and it's based in the 90s. It takes place in New York, and it stars Austin Butler. What movie are we talking about, Logan?
Hunka hunka caught stealing.
I need to know that you're a guy that can take care of his shit.
I can handle it.
That's right. Elvis Presley himself is back at it in this brand new film. We've both been very excited to see this. A lot of buzz going around this movie. This is, Austin Butler's big breakout role. Obviously he played Elvis, but this is the one that kicks it up a notch, takes it to the next level, and he absolutely does in this film. Playing Hank Thompson, a former baseball superstar, gets into an accident. He can't play baseball anymore, and kind of fast forwards in his life to New York City, being a bartender, alcoholic, down on his luck, has a girlfriend, and it really sets up the rest of the story in this.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, having a background of being a baseball player. And, throughout the movie, there's sprinkled in throughout, you find out what happened in his past and what it has to do with his baseball career and what happened to him. And he had a traumatic event happen to him, that's leading into meeting his character in this film. Seemingly in a good place here. He's got a girlfriend, Zoe Kravitz. He's in New York, living the life here, seemingly passionate relationship with this new girlfriend, Zoe Kravitz, character there, Yvonne. And he has this crazy neighbor, this, punk rocker, Matt Smith, with a huge mohawk, his actual hair that he grew out for this film, an awesome mohawk. And he looks like a punk, plays a punk in here, and he is neighbors with Hank. And one day he's like, yeah, I'm going to be leaving here, and I need you to kind of watch over something for me while I'm gone. And ends up hiding this key in Hank's apartment, ends up in this little plastic poop that Matt Smith ends up hiding in the litter box of all places. And, one day Hank is coming home to his apartment, and there's some thugs there that, looks like, some mobsters, Russian mobsters there. And they confront him and ask him where Matt Smith's character is, and it kind of sets off the rest of the film and Hank getting involved in the criminal underworld having to do with his neighbor. And it, puts his character through the ringer, starting with the first confrontation, and then things just start snowballing and getting worse for Hank.
Talking about being in the wrong place at the wrong time with Hank here. Being the good neighbor that he is, taking care of Russ's cat. I loved the whole punk attire, being an old punk band. I thought this is awesome. Really sets the stage for this time. Of course, New York City too, which was a different city back then, but just set a really nice backdrop to the movie. And Matt Smith, taking off, going out of town, going to London, back home essentially. And Hank taking over watching the cat. He gets thrown in this whole underworld, underbelly crime world of Russian mobsters, all of course having to do with money and this key, where that money is located. And it's a matter of time of finding out where that's all hidden and him surviving, because Austin Butler's character Hank here gets the shit kicked out of him early on by these Russian guys that brutally beat and put in the hospital.
Mhm.
Some very brutal scenes in this movie I wasn't expecting, but they definitely went there, and it really set a really brutal tone in the movie.
Yeah, he has to deal with all these bad people, and things just keep getting worse for his character.
Yep.
Ultimately, you do get the flashback of what happened to him, a traumatic event involving a car accident. And, the story kind of, once it starts at the beginning there and he gets beat up, it's kind of a hyperactive pace here, this movie. It's got a lot of energy throughout this film. That's one of the things that I noticed right away. Once it pulls you in at the very beginning, it doesn't let its foot off the gas pedal there. And Aronofsky hasn't done a film like this before. We're used to seeing him doing films that are, challenging, concepts. And he's never done a film like this before, a straight crime thriller here. And he also gets to do a lot of, comedy throughout this film too, sprinkled throughout. And, even when bad things are happening all around, people are dying brutally. There's comedic moments in here. Matt Smith and Hank's character have a lot of funny moments there. And then you have these two Hasidic Jewish characters who are also mobsters that also get involved in this film. Liev Schreiber and Uncle Vincent, Private Pile himself, uh, get involved, and they have some comedic moments too. Hank goes to their house, and the mother makes him soup, and he has to eat the soup. And there's some really funny moments throughout this film. This is set, in the late '90s, and it does have that flavor. It feels like the gritty kind of underbelly in New York here, and also has some music from the '90s. But just a really good energy to this film, really, though. It just goes, keeps on going, has a nice flow to it. And, it's unpredictable. I didn't know what was going to happen in the end. And there were some shocking kills in this, too. I'd heard that criticism a lot with the character specifically gets killed and taken out of the film, which I understand. It's a big character, and I would have liked to seen more of their performance. But that's the story, so it didn't bother me.
Yeah, there's so much 90s pop culture in this film that really sets an awesome nostalgic atmosphere for me. Watching this in the movie theater, a lot of high energy in this, edge of your seat action, brutal scenes, and going on this ride with, Austin Butler's character and what he's going through in survival. But I loved, like they had like in the backdrop, like TVs and like Jerry Springer, the music playing
Yeah.
in the movie. It felt like you're going back in time, and I thought that was really well done. It just took you back in that time. And
Hmm.
I was going to say, the mother of Vincent D'Onofrio and Liv Schreiber, Carol
Yeah.
Kane. I
Carol Kane.
recognized that was funny how she played the
Yeah.
mother and had, took a liking to Hank's character. I thought it was cool. Just a lot of people show up in this movie I didn't expect to see in this. And yeah, this is
Hmm.
definitely a movie that Aronofsky hasn't done before, which it needs to do more of these type of movies because it got me really amped up and excited and a really great
Hmm.
theatrical experience. But really, the standout here in this film is Austin Butler. Probably his best role to date. One of the best ones for sure, if not the best. Love what he did with this character. I love the whole baseball backdrop. It's been the summer of baseball here with us, the Cubs fans playing
Yeah.
baseball with the kids and having a movie like this. Or he's a Giants fan, which we're not. But I thought that was cool. The whole backstory with him being a baseball player. I love that whole vibe to it, and it really ended the summer on the right note here. And really had a great time with Caught Stealing. Fun movie theater experience. A movie I definitely rewatch. Definitely recommend everybody out there check this out at the theater if you can. So I'm gonna give Caught Stealing. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Austin Butler hair pieces.
Terrific performance by Austin Butler. Definitely my favorite from him. Really shows a lot of charisma in this and gets put through the ringer and shows you so many different emotions, really somber moments with what happens in his past, comedic moments, really everything, and he's there for eye candy as well. He's, shirtless and there's something for everything with this performance. It really was, one of the better performances I've seen this year. And, can't wait to see his career go on. I'm hoping he gets cast in Heat too. I think he'd make the
Yes.
perfect young version of Homer's character, which, Heat 2 is going to go back to, it's going to be like a prequel and a sequel at the same time. So I can see him in that role, and I'm hoping that he gets cast. Just like the hairstyle, the longer hair and everything. He fits the bill. And yeah, he's going to be a star for sure. He can do it all, action film. But yeah, he really carried this film. Zoe Kravitz was really awesome as
Yeah.
Yvonne. And I loved Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio. They're really funny together. Carol Kane,
Regi-
Regina.
yeah, Regina
Yep.
King. I forgot to bring that
Regina
up.
King as Detective Roman. She was really good, and her character went some directions that I didn't see coming there. Griffin Dunn was in there as the barkeep. I think
Yeah,
he was the owner of the bar. Yeah,
he
which
looked
was
familiar.
cool. Yeah, and I was reading a little behind the scenes, and one of Aronofsky's, prior to making this film, he had watched Scorsese's After Hours, which kind of has the same pace and deals kind of like the same energy here with Griffin Dunn going on this wild chase throughout the city. So I think that's why he cast him in that role. So that was cool to see him up there. And of course, he was an American Werewolf in London. We remember
Yeah.
him from that's his big role. But yeah, he was also in that Scorsese film. But yeah, just a well cast, well acted film. It had something for everybody in it. And, I was kind of sad to see the box office results. Not a lot of people went and saw it.
Man.
But definitely catch this if you can. This is one that you're going to want to check out. We think that you guys will really enjoy this. We both really did. So with that being said, I'm going to give Caught Stealing. I too am going to give it a 4 out of 5 Zoe Kravitz hair pieces.
Anyways, want to hear from all you Bad Bunny impersonators out there. What did you like about Caught Stealing? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite flick of 2025? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to stay subscribe. Also, check out these wild coaches on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
This is a really fun film to wrap up the summer, with us going into September now, getting into the spooky season. This was a nice transition where, the last month of baseball, like you mentioned. So everything came together for this cinematic experience for the two of us. And we hope you guys will enjoy this film too. Go see it if you can at the theaters. And thanks for watching our review of Caught Stealing. And until the next Cinephellas review, I am Uncle Henry Butler.
And I'm hunka burning love. Cheese!